Hello, I am Anastasia. I am an artist and a part-time illustrator based in Krakow. I've been combining my art career with an office job for several years now. It's been a busy lifestyle, and I've come to realize that to keep going, I need to plan better how I recover my energy. Spending time in nature is a great way for me. From April till October, I use every possibility to go for a walk or for a bike ride somewhere in the suburbs. I spend a lot of time outside, and I love observing how week by week the nature gradually changes its palette. Bright green with many colorful flowers, dark green and yellow fields. Finally, palette becomes golden and red. It looks magical. In October, I appreciate every moment with the nature before it falls asleep. And then November arrives. Someone out there switches off all the colors. The palette is all shades of grey. I still get outside for a walk, but periods of heavy rains and strong winds sometimes last for weeks. Days become shorter, and I quickly change into a homebody. At first, I appreciate it. I finally have time and space to convert all the inspirations of autumn into new illustrations. I drink tons of coffee and tea, and I keep drawing. But slowly I start feeling the impact of all the grayness and darkness outside. My energy level slumps. Last November, I decided to trick the system and go find my extra dose of sun and nature somewhere else. This somewhere else was Rome. I've been to Rome before. This time I did not have a long list of sites. My plan for this weekend was simple. I am here to collect inspirations from nature and art. First stop was the National Gallery of Modern Art. When I think of Italian art, I think of Renaissance. I wanted to challenge this view by getting some new perspective. Art history was not my favorite subject at school. Just recently I began to learn it from scratch. And this time it got me. It's interesting to find out how art is being impacted by everything around it, and how it then impacts everything around it back. A path of a self-educated artist is a lonely journey. As an introvert, I do enjoy this aspect of art to some level, but it also thrills me to connect with other artists through their art in museums and through their biographies. Art is about expressing something unique in each of us, but the process of embracing the art in your life and living the life as an artist is not that unique. It is exciting to find out I have something in common with an artist from 20th, 18th, or even 15th century. This is another reason I love learning art history. My next stop was a park, to get my dose of greenness. I remember the times when I was inspired to create by political or social news. These days, I mainly find inspiration in my own life, in mythology, and in nature. In this park, I am out on the hunt for something inspiring in nature. I found a cute little coffee shop, so I could stay surrounded by trees even during the lunch. With my coffee refill, I head towards the next destination. I was looking for a museum with a more traditional art. The Borghese Gallery was my choice. It owns a large collection of classic arts. But it seems that I missed something in my freestyle planning. You don't get into the famous gallery in Rome without a prior booking. So I had to quickly change my plan and stopped by another modern art museum instead. By accident, they held an exhibition by Pasolini, a painter, a writer, a movie director. I love such examples a lot. Between a day job and this YouTube channel, I get a limited time for my art itself. So I sometimes feel guilty when I want to try a completely new type of arts. It's always a trade-off. Enrolling in the ceramics classes or filming more vlogs would simply mean that I get less time to draw. I kept telling myself to concentrate on just one thing, and Pasolini reminded me that it is okay to get distracted. It's called art experimenting. 2 art galleries in a day were an overdose for me. My plan for the trip was to recharge batteries, so I decided to slow down and just soak the atmosphere of a beautiful city. The rest of the day I was just getting lost in the narrow streets of Rome and eating gelato. It's hard to be bored when you are equipped with a rich imagination. Then a simple short walk from Fontaine di Trevi to Pantheon can feel like a scene from La Dolce Vita or Indiana Jones. Every detail is interesting. A bright color of the wall, a funny head on someone can later reappear on one of my illustrations. It's all food for creativity. The highlight of this trip was Foro Romano. I get inspired by mythology, and here I was, spending a day among orange and olive trees and the ruined temples of old Roman gods. This trip was my little experiment. I wouldn't say it made wonders, but for a little while after the trip, I was enjoying my calm homestay a lot, being warmed up by the memories of this brief trip. I even drew a diary memo of it. For weeks, I felt a connection to the artists whose paintings I saw on the walls of museums in Rome. And they led me by example, so I kept painting throughout the next few dark and colorless months. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. See you in the next one. You can also find me and my work on Instagram. Bye bye!